Hey everybody, it's Brooke. It's been forever since I did a Fauxbo flip through. And here's my mouse. I'm going to move it out of the way. So anyway, the last flip through that I did was ending on June 3rd. And yeah, we're looking at 2 months ago. So this is my June Fauxbo. We did make the fabulous spine for it, the memory snippet spine that I still love and adore. I didn't do anything else to the cover, but I did finish the book in my own style. But I thought that I would do a really quick flip through so that we can move on. There have been so many things going on that my poor Fauxbo has taken a hit, but I want to get back into it. So I'm going to do this lickety-split. The pictures are all up on my Facebook page also, so we'll just do this quickly. So we stopped at graduation day for my darling daughter on the 3rd of June. This was the 4th of June, and I just did some collaging. The background page was a piece of scrapbook paper, so I used magazine images and just cut some stuff out and did a little weird girl and talked about the fact that, yes, I was getting sick. That was terrific. And I made my supply snuggie, and there's a scrap of the fabric. The next day, yep, couldn't deny it anymore. Absolutely was sick. So I did a collage of some pages from an old, like 1900s magazine ad that was all the Johnson's products back in the day, and just did some writing and whining incessantly about not feeling well. The next page was also the background is a scrapbook paper Heidi Swap page, and I did this little flip because I had to go to the doctor getting ready for surgery then, and so I made a little flip of the business cards and the office procedure, and then I was wondering if I was having a creative energy burst or I was delirious, because man was I sick. And I made a Gayle Agostinelli style faux flow envelope and a Kristen at Rock Paper Treasure style pocket, and I had a fight with my Cricut and I won and made these really cool labels. So I talked about that and I was quite happy. So that was that day. Here's the back of that paper. Did a girl drawing and just talked about how I was complaining some more. Feeling like it wasn't just a cold. I'm pretty sure I actually had more than a cold. So yeah, I was whining. More whining day. And then this was June 8th. It was a scrapbook paper page. And I did a little collage down here because this was the day that Anthony Bourdain took his life, and that made me sad. And this quote from him really broke me up. So moving on, just talking about stuff I was doing, feeling better, and had a lot of stuff to do prior to surgery to get ready for. Then this page was the back side of that scrapbook paper, which was Tim Holtz scrapbook paper. I sort of glued down a security envelope and did my journaling on there because this paper was too dark. My daughter Victoria and her friend went to a gay pride parade in Boston, so I drew the little rainbow in there, and I found sparkles from Victoria's confetti makeup all over the bathroom, so I stuck those under the window and just talked about that some. Then this page is a flip out. It was a book page, a children's book page, which cracked me up, and so I was just put a piece of paper on that and did my journaling on there, and was moving my stuff upstairs for the summer, all my journaling stuff, and got a funny picture of the dog who decided that my Michael's cart is actually his apartment, and yeah, he permanently lives in this bottom drawer now, or bottom rack. I could use that too. Anyway, just grabbing stuff that I had laying around and putting it on here. Did a little stapling with my tiny attacher and put on a little sticker. I better get cracking if we're going to do this whole month. That's the back side of that book page, which I didn't want to cover because I just thought it was so cute. Next day was surgery. Sorry if that's gross. Put in my bracelet, and my sister and my honey brought me flowers and a sparkly pony to make me feel better. And they actually sent me home with my IV still stuck in my arm, and I didn't realize it. Yep, couldn't believe it. Luckily, I have a friend who's a nurse who was in the neighborhood with her bag, and she came and took it out for me that night. Otherwise, I would have been back at the emergency room, and I would have been mad, mad, mad. So that was a picture of it sticking out of my arm. Imagine my surprise when I opened my eyes, and there it was, and I was at home. I had used the intake envelope for the page that day. Here's some information about what I had to do the next day. Some flowers that my beautiful sisters-in-law, Anita and Kay, sent to me. Those flowers lasted so long, and they were breathtaking, just beautiful. So I talked about the day in the hospital and nurses and stuff, because they don't normally send people home that soon. But my heart rate went back up nicely, and I was like, yeah, bye, Felicia, gotta go. So I left. This was a page that I found in a magazine, Dr. Seuss. You're in pretty good shape for the shape you're in. That pretty much said it all. And there's the tag I was using all month with the date and the weather. Didn't have much to say that day. Here's a picture of the bird that was nesting on our porch then, and a piece of book paper, and again, just some things laying around, a little sticker, and did some journaling on the back of that page. This was a page, this is June 15th. Oh good, we're making progress. It was a childcraft book that was the background, and I did some stitching and some decoupaging, put in some Tim Holtz ephemera and a picture of the nest. Because all the birds had left, all the birds had fledged, and I was hoping that that bird had come back to live there, but that didn't happen. She just hung out there for a couple hours that day, and I snuck up and took a picture the next day, and nope, they were gone. Nobody's ever come back. I was sad. The next page has a clip up here at the top with a flippy page that I did. I have a tutorial on the channel about these, which I just love. And these are all pictures of my daughter from the time she was 4 doing baton recitals all the way up until this day, when she had her last recital, her last dance recital. And I have the tickets, and I have the handbill, and they're clipped in there because I have not done any journaling. But I have the photos, and I have the ephemera, so should I care to go back and journal, I've got that stuff right there. The next page is a get well card that I got, and I just stitched it on the sides and punched the holes to make a pocket. And it was Father's Day, so I did some journaling on that card and stuck it in there. Oops. And took one of my fake flowers that I think is from the backyard kit. I know it is, actually. Backyard table from Michael's, and it matched so well that I just stitched it on there on the bottom of the card. This is the back of it so that I could see. I cut the card in half and put the sentiment here, and that's how I stitched it, so that I could see who sent it and what they had said. The next page is a business envelope again, just junk mail that I wrapped some paper around and paper punched. This is some Tim Holtz flower ephemera, the label that I was using for every day. My girlfriend bought me some flamingo flip-flops. Aren't they so awesome? So I took the little sticker off of them and put it up here and made a tag using the Old Navy tag. Just punched a hole and tied it in. Just love those. Thought they're so cute. And then I also have a journaling card that I put in there with a tab. And I love my flip-flops. I really, really enjoyed this 5-ring binder. It was just a cheapo address book. The rings are very small, but I really had a great time using this as my Fauxbo, and I think I will do it again. I think I'm going to break out one of the big 5-ring binders. God knows I have plenty of them. This is the back of the envelope. I have a little tuck spot there, and made a pocket. Did all my journaling, some washi tape, and that's that piece of paper that I had just wrapped around. This is a printable, linen printable from the shop. Here's a label, one of the tags that I made, rather, with the Cricut. Did all my journaling here. Tipped in a Project Life card because I wanted to put this lady on here, and my dear friend Elizabeth and I did a lot of gabbing that day, so that was funny, and I wanted to remember that. Did another collage. I guess I was in a collage-y mood this month. I don't know why I keep trying to make this crooked. These are some magazine images that I just collaged down and drew over. This was the summer solstice, so I used stickers for summer, and didn't write much. As I said, a whole lot of nothing going on. This page was another scrapbook paper, and I stitched on this Tim Holtz card, and this is a Project Life card or something. I don't even know where it came from, but it's sparkly and gold, and I liked it. And there's a label from one of my stupid medications in there that I decoupaged on, and I couldn't sleep that night, so I did a bunch of sketching on grocery bag, which was fun. And our friend Grace was off on the road for a 2-week trip with the Spartans Drum and Bugle Corps. And I did my journaling on the back of that. That is pretty amazing. That's quite an honor for Grace, because the Spartans are well known, and it's a big deal. So Grace goes right there. So then the back of this page is oh, you know what? I said this was scrapbook paper. It's actually paper that I glued to the back of some of the Tim Holtz wallpaper that I just love. And I did some journaling on a piece of deli wrap that's craft colored. Put some stickers down there, a little ephemera. That was about it. Used some washi tape to hold the craft deli paper down. This was the 24th. I have the label that I made for the date with my Cricut. This is actually the back of one of the original pages from the book. It's shiny, if you can see. One of the recipe pages was laminated, and this is the back of it. A little bit of Tim Holtz fabric. Did some journaling and some gluing, and then you flip it up, and it was the World Cup. So I made this giant mess about the World Cup and snacks and having drinks, and put these funny stickers in because there was no talking that day. Mark was watching the World Cup. The nice old man, I mean. Shh. Don't tell him I told him, said his name. This is the back of that page, and I posted this on Facebook because it made me laugh. Just flipping through, I happened to notice under cooking suggestions, there was a recipe for preserved children, and this was sort of bittersweet for me, having my kids be wrapping up their time at home, so I like that, and I left it. This was another flippy page that I actually made this page in a tutorial, and I will ask the nice old man to link it down below if you're interested. It opens up like this, and I've got a photo of Victoria on the inside with some journaling and pictures of stuff we did that day. And a fun little flower, and then I put some charms, little beads and stuff on a bulb pin. And that was a lot of fun. I like that page a lot. They're fun to make. And you get more real estate. The back side of that page was, oh, that's some private stuff that I just covered up. And didn't do all my journaling, so I have a post-it there. We're getting to the 27th of June. We're getting a little dicey on the journaling here. So this original page was a 1938 ledger book. These pages are now available in the Etsy shop if you'd like to buy some. The handwriting is beautiful. And I said this was the 27th. Didn't do any journaling. I have my journaling written on this post-it note, but I just have it folded up. And I put on some reinforcers because the paper is pretty brittle. And then there's the back side of that where I got the weather. Journaling on a post-it, didn't get it transferred onto the page, but that's fine. This one I actually did my journaling on a post-it and glued it down as part of the design, and I like it. This was a printable that we had for free on the Facebook page of a vintage doily, and I just used some scraps out of my scrap bucket to collage on there, did some watercoloring, and that was that for that page. This is the 30th. We went to the Vintage Bazaar, New England. What a wonderful time we had. Again, there's a video about that. And I just did a whole bunch of stitching and decoupaging and bits of paper from things we got there and things I had laying on my desk. Didn't do the journaling. I'm fine with that. I did stick in a lot of the cards that we got from different vendors at the bazaar, and I just punched holes in them and stuck them right in here. So these are a lot of the places that we went and where we shopped. Victoria and Grace were at one of Grace's shows, and Grace's mom sent me a picture of them. I like that picture. And there's Victoria and Grace's mom. And another card that was in one of the bags that I bought at the bazaar. And here, just a bunch of photos that we took. Actually, I think the nice old man took most of them. I used a photo sleeve. This was the original page that I had in the book for my day, and they're just photos of a lot of the things we saw. These were our wristbands. You had to have a wristband to get in. And then on this side are some more photos. And we had a card for a raffle ticket. I guess we didn't win because we didn't fill it out. And this was a page in the book. And that was it. Oh, you know what this was actually? I take it back. This was the template that I used for punching holes in all my pages. And that was really handy when I was making the pages to make them even. And here's the pocket that we glued in the back. And Victoria's graduation book. Not book. Bill. Playbill. No, that's not it either. You know what I mean. It's her graduation thing. So that stuck in there because it was too big to go on a page, and I made this pocket. I think we put it in while we were making the spine. So that is my June Fauxbo. I love how it came out. I'm so sorry it's been so long since I did a flip through, but as I said, I'm getting back on the stick here, and that's June. That's the whole book. So this can go live on the shelf, and there's the memory snippet spine that we made, and I will be back with July and a flip of that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe down below. There'll be links to all the places you can stalk us on the interwebs. And I know that I said that we would link some other things, so I'll try to remember what that is and ask the nice old man to put them down too. In the meantime, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!